Sitting next to me, whichever direction he's edited, CJ Berkheimer, co-main event of Arena Grappling versus Series 5. CJ, my man, about a week out. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Definitely excited. It's coming up soon, and it's definitely going to be a good one. I think with the style matchups between Nick and I, it's definitely going to be an interesting one.
And what are your thoughts on Arena Grappling and the formatting behind it?
I can't think of another way to have more of a definitive winner in a grappling match setup. There's obviously, like with most submission match formats, right? You end up in like a 8 to 10 minute match that ends in an EBI overtime. And like usually that's just kind of like a stall fest to get to who's better at EBI.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, you get 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and also an unlimited overtime that nobody wants to get to by the end of it. You will know who's better at grappling, or more so, who's more game with their endurance as well, because both are going to have to come into play. So I'm a huge fan of it, and I think you really get to see who's more serious about what they're doing and also the strategy side of things within arena as opposed to the standard no time limit or a 10-minute match.
So I can tell I've never met you before, never spoken to you before. I've only seen pictures of you online, but I can tell just from the Zoom call, you're taking it seriously because you're looking cut, my man. Your face is looking chiseled down.
Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You working on that gas tank pretty hard in case you got to go 3 hours for a submission?
I tried to, but no, we're not going to any overtimes. I'm no interest in that, whether it's Nick or myself. Nobody's going to have any fun if we end up having to go into an overtime. I'm pretty sure statistically as well with Arena, that doesn't happen.
It's
Or at least
pretty
it's
rare.
only happened like twice or something. Maybe I could be off, but it's very infrequent. And I think it lends itself to how good of a promotion they are.
Yeah, Arena Grappling is top notch, and they're growing pretty fast. It's funny to be in that Instagram DM group chat and just see how, oh my God, we got this many followers every day. It's cool.
Yeah, dude.
And
Yeah.
you're a part of it in the co-main event, dude. Is that awesome?
I know it's great. Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm staying up there. Had main event last time and now co-main to Luke and Dave, that definitely makes sense to be main event, and definitely glad to be a part of it as the co-main as well.
Nick Ficina, your opponent. You mentioned him briefly. I assume you already know the guy, maybe a past encounter or something. What are your thoughts on him?
No, I knew nothing about him until he was tagged in the Instagram post.
Mhm.
And then obviously do a little due diligence there. I find his style to be somewhat similar to my own. I do wonder, like he's definitely a lankier guy, and so I think that'll make things pretty interesting. And I know that he's pretty unorthodox as well. So should be a lot of, I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting how it all shapes out, because he's bringing an unorthodox style. I'm somewhat unorthodox, but I do use a lot of the basics. So it'll be fun to see, I guess, for the audience.
You kind of just dipped into this a little bit, but if you're an outside perspective, if you're a commentator even describing your style of fighting, how do you do that?
I'd say I'm definitely a fast starter. I come out of the gates pretty hot, and it's been pressed on me since early competing to really get to my game early. I'd say something I could work on would be that I need to learn how to pace a little bit better. But also in my last match, I got to show a bit of tempo control. So I'd say just like for the commentators, I'm a fast starter. And I push the pace, I'd say.
Do you have a favorite submission or two that you like to hit in competition?
I'm a big fan of triangles. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to bring anything out, but I might have some ideas of another submission that I want to go for this time around. We'll leave it at that.
Eyes are gonna be peeled now, man. I'm excited.
Let's go.
And so, learning all these submissions, training BJJ. Tell me a little bit about that. Where are you located? Where's your gym? Who do you train with?
I'm located in Downingtown, PA, right around where I grew up. I train out of Paramount Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a mile and a half up the road, thankfully. And I train under Brad Court. as well as we AJ and Kat, who used to just open up their own gym out of Droogs, but used to train with them a ton, still do a good bit. And all the other guys out of Paramount, shouts out to them. They keep me ready. Tons of dogs out there. Honestly, it's a great gym.
Yeah, Paramount's fantastic gym. AJ and Kat, like you mentioned, who run Droogs, where Arena Grappling is held. Fantastic gym, fantastic people. I never been in there. I've just, I've been following you guys for
You're
a
gonna
couple
love
years
it
now.
when you see it. Just wait. It's huge.
Well, unfortunately, freaking Droogs MMA opened 5 minutes down the road, so now I'm going to be going in there for the most part instead of Paramount. But
Oh no, yeah, no. Both gyms are great,
I'm just
but with
playing. I
you
know.
living that close to Droogs, no, you're gonna love it there. It's a great facility.
Yeah, I've been in there before. It's beautiful spot, but yeah,
Right.
Paramount packs a lot of talent, like you just mentioned. So
Absolutely.
when it comes to your career in martial arts, jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to call it, what are your ultimate goals, man? Like, do you like, and I'm talking both Brazilian jiu-jitsu competition, maybe afterwards, whether it's coaching, owning a gym, somewhere in that realm, and then any interest in like MMA, anything like that?
I think when it comes down to MMA, a lot of us get into jujitsu with MMA in mind. I'd say if you polled people my age that start doing this, there's a very good chance that there's a high percentage of them that think they want to get into MMA. But I think as you do it more, you kind of gain that respect and understanding that you can't just dabble in MMA, right? You either are all in or you're not, and you got to give it that respect. Currently, it's not something I'm pursuing because it's not something I could do all in. But in terms of jujitsu competing, it's definitely something I've been really pressing the gas on since about March last year, June last year. My goals for it for myself, I'd say just keep doing it and see where it take myself. I'm really just trying to get to that like best version of myself that I can be, as it goes. I'm doing gi pans here at the end of March. We got about 8 of us from Paramount going. Actually, it's going to
Wow.
be a great team event. But just gaining the experience of competing more and learning more about what comes with it, so that I can continue to coach and teach people under me as I progress as well. Because I just started teaching the teens class at Paramount and also
Hmm.
getting to coach there at the events or different tournaments that they go to. That's it's just so rewarding, and you get so much value out of teaching others and coaching, and I've seen that in just 2-3 short months already, so it's definitely something I want to keep doing.
Awesome, man. And like, what got you into the great sport of jiu-jitsu?
Like I was just saying, I was up at Penn State. It was a summer session. I was there. I had too much time on my hands, and I was walking in between class. I saw a hallway, or I saw a flyer on a hallway. It said Penn State MMA Club. I'm like,
Whew.
it was one of those pull down things. It's like perforated. You never
Yeah.
see those anymore. But I pulled it down, sent the email, called them, whatever, and I show up, and I'm like, it's Penn State MMA Club. So I'm like, all right, this will be on campus. This will be good. This will be student run. It was a gym off campus, a couple miles down the road that I had to drive to,
In the middle of
and
the
it was
cornfields.
not that far, but close. And it was they had Muay Thai and other martial arts going on there, but it was jujitsu is what their main focus was. And I showed up and I was like, huh, this jujitsu thing's not too bad. I like this. And it's been something I've almost been obsessed with since then.
And if you said this, sorry, I missed it. How long have you been training jiu-jitsu?
I started in 2017, so coming up on 6 years now, on and off.
And what belt are you right now?
Purple. Started
Six
taking
6 years
things.
for a purple belt. Not bad, man.
Yeah, no, I really wasn't taking any. Like I was in college, just training as a white belt, no competing or anything. And I didn't start taking things that seriously until I met AJ and Kat and got to see them as a role model, honestly, because I had never trained that closely with high level competitors that did it that frequently. And it was eye opening to me to see how possible it could be. Cause I was like, oh, these top level like jujitsu competitors, even these people at local events, like they're doing so many things that I'm not doing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you gotta do it, you know? And so they were great role models in that way. And also everybody at that gym.
Well, I mean, Arena Grappling main event and co-main event is a pretty good start, if you ask me.
Right.
So, CJ, before we get out of here, man, thank you again for the interview and the time. But is there anything we didn't cover that you'd like to say to everyone watching? The mic is yours.
Man, I'd say be ready for that Josh Hammaker match. He's going to put on a show this weekend or next weekend. And yeah, I'd say just keep looking out for any of the Paramount or Droogs guys that show up on the cards, because they're going to be the leaders on these cards. I can almost promise that they're going to put on a show and really show what's going on training wise. So looking forward to that the most.
Hell yeah, man. And like he said, ladies and gentlemen, March 12th, well, they're rolling March 12th. It airs March 17th.
It throws everything off. It's so confusing sometimes.
They got plans to go live in the future.
I know. Yeah.
So do not miss it. March 17th, Arena Grappling versus Series 5. CJ Berkheimer going for the legs and the neck and the face and everything. CJ, thank you so much, man. Kick ass, and I'll see you there next week.
Let's go. Thank you so much, Jake.
Mm-hmm.